Good morning, everybody. This is ROWENA. I want to thank you for joining us today during this presentation, Autodesk new policies and their effect on expired subscriptions. So let's just jump into what we will be covering in this webinar. We're going to talk about the specifics of Autodesk's upcoming policy changes. We're going to discuss the impact on expired Autodesk maintenance subscription. I'm going to clarify the value of renewing retroactively and maintaining your Autodesk subscription. I'm just going to share a little bit about Autodesk account, because that's a single place to access and manage all of your subscription benefits. And I am going to have a very brief overview on Autodesk desktop subscription, since it's quite important for you to understand where Autodesk is going when it comes to their subscription-only offering. So what are the upcoming changes that Autodesk has planned? These are all very important, and even though you may have an expired subscription or you may have an active subscription, all of these things are important for everyone that uses Autodesk software to know. Customers will no longer be able to purchase licenses of perpetual software. So that's in two phases. One phase is going to be February 1st, and the other phase is going to be August 1st. The first phase will be that Autodesk will no longer be offering perpetual licenses of non-suite software starting February 1st. Now let me jump to the second thing here. Customers will no longer be able to migrate, that's cross-grade, to perpetual license, which is no longer available on perpetual basis. Now again, two phases. So if you have an AutoCAD software and you are interested in moving that to a suite, you can still do that February 1st, because that suite will still be available for sale as a new perpetual license. But after July 31st, there will be no cross-grading of perpetual licenses from one to another. This is important because this is something you might want to consider doing now. Now meaning now before either January 31st or July 31st, depending on what your considerations are. Also, customers will no longer be able to uplift an existing perpetual license to network deployment for any product which is not currently available on a new perpetual basis. So, come January 31st, that will be the last day where you can take your perpetual license of Autodesk AutoCAD, that's standalone, and bump that to a network deployment. We're going to talk about this a little bit more, but it's very important to note. And then also, customers will no longer be able to late attach maintenance subscription to a perpetual license. So before, you may have purchased Autodesk products and decided, hey, I don't think I need subscription, and you are advised that you can add it later. Well, Autodesk policy changes are going to make that option not available. So if you have Autodesk software that's a perpetual license on the current version, I would ask that you strongly consider putting that software on maintenance subscription now. Finally, customers will no longer be able to late renew an expired maintenance subscription. So customers normally are given 30-day grace period for an expired subscription, as well as a 365-day late renewal period where they would have to pay a penalty and backdate it, but they had that option. And a lot of our customers through years have really benefited from that option of being able to maintain their software and kind of put off the renewal process until later. That's going away. So it's a change in mindset. Now when you have an expiration date, it's like full stop. You should really plan and budget to renew all your subscriptions on time. Okay, so let's go through this a little bit further. So this slide represents what we kind of just talked about, but let me get into a little bit more detail on this. So you know that today you can choose between perpetual licenses or desktop subscription licenses. You can purchase perpetual license. You don't have to put it on maintenance subscription if you don't want to, but that is going away. Autodesk is actively phasing out this option to purchase perpetual licenses in favor of desktop subscription licenses. Now let me note, these are the three most frequently asked questions, so let me just say them, that this does not impact your existing perpetual licenses on active maintenance subscription. You can continue to renew your maintenance subscription and receive all related benefits, including upgrades and associated cloud services. What this affects is any future purchases of Autodesk products starting February 2016. To get into this a little further and help clarify it, if you look at this chart goes through the perpetual license changes, and the perpetual network license changes. As you can see from this chart, today you can purchase perpetual licenses of individual, that is non-suite Autodesk software, as well as suites. After January 31st, 2016, non-suite Autodesk licenses will no longer be available by perpetual license software offering. It will be subscription only. Network options for that perpetual licenses will also go away. Autodesk will introduce something called, well, right now it's loosely called network subscription. Network subscription will be available for Autodesk non-suite software starting probably at the exact same time they make this change. So probably by February 1st, 2016, network subscription for non-suite Autodesk software will become available. And as you can see from the last row, desktop subscription, it's available today for non-suite Autodesk products, for suite Autodesk products, and as you can see, green check marks all the way. That's where it's going, right? After January 31st, still available. After July 31st, still available, right? So this chart, I want everyone to really consider, should you be purchasing new perpetual licenses now? Should you be cross-grading your perpetual license from one to another? And should you be uplifting your deployment from standalone to network? These are all things that your account representatives here at Microsol Resources would be happy to help you with. There's a lot of factors to consider, and sometimes one set of circumstances isn't right all the time. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us on an individual basis. We'd be happy to talk you through these options based on your existing product mix and what you're thinking about for the future. Just to clarify a little bit more about network subscription. Autodesk doesn't really have a name for it yet, but they really do want to tell customers that it exists, sort of to let them know that they're thinking about the way you're using your perpetual licenses now and letting you know that there's still going to be an option to continue using it in that similar fashion going down the road. In the first phase, Autodesk is going to start offering this network subscription for Autodesk non-suite licenses. So it will be like you have a desktop subscription of a non-suite license, and then you can add network subscription to it. Now, Autodesk has advised us that they are thinking about what's the best solution for suites. They haven't come up with one yet, but they are actively working on it. So right now, and even July 31st, August 1st, there will be no network subscription for suites of desktop subscription. But Autodesk is working on it. They're going to work on something that makes sense for that type of offering. And as they work on it and start sharing information, we will also update and share that information with you. But I can assure you that for non-suite Autodesk software, like AutoCAD or Revit architecture, network subscription is going to work seamlessly with your existing subscription licenses, your existing perpetual subscription licenses. So I would like to restate one more time that there are no changes to the benefits for active maintenance subscription. So if you have an active maintenance subscription, or if you're considering getting your software back on active maintenance subscription, let me assure you that Autodesk is not planning on making any changes to the benefits for that subscription. So let's spend some time discussing how this change impacts Autodesk maintenance subscription and expired maintenance subscriptions. All right, here's a chart that I created because I really just want to break down in dollars and cents what's happening here. If you look at this table, you will see that it reflects the options for the product Autodesk Revit Architecture. Okay, this is a standalone product that I am discussing right now. So as you can see, we're going to break down what it costs to purchase the product and put it on subscription. That is, purchase a perpetual license of this product, which is available today but will not be available after January 31st, and put it on maintenance subscription. And you can compare that over 3 years with the existing annual maintenance subscription. So let's say you already have this product, but you're thinking, do we really need to maintain this on the maintenance subscription? Or it's off of maintenance subscription, but you're within 1 year of expiration, you're thinking, should we really put this back on subscription? Or should we just let it ride, and when it can't work anymore, we'll switch to desktop subscription? So the last row is desktop subscription. in case that wasn't clear from this slide, I apologize. So as you can see from this chart, if you purchase this on desktop subscription, 1 year, this is SRP pricing, would cost $2,310. That's 1 year, 1 seat of Autodesk Revit architecture. Compare that to if you already have this product, a perpetual license, and you're maintaining that on maintenance subscription. That is $845 a year. That means that you never really own Autodesk software, but it's your seat, right? So you already have the seat, you're maintaining it for $845 a year. That is 1/3 the price of desktop subscription. So there is no argument where maintaining your software, your perpetual license on maintenance subscription is not the best thing. It's the best thing short term, it's the best thing long term. It is absolutely the most cost-saving measure. But I will mention, we won't be discussing the merits of desktop subscription during this phone call today, but I will mention, as you can see, there is a smaller price point. If you're the type of person that's thinking whether you should be buying this software, that's something we can discuss. It's $2,300 a year, or it's $5,775 to purchase it, plus $845 to maintain it. So does that make sense? It absolutely makes sense for some folks to still buy perpetual licenses and to put on maintenance subscription. But sometimes it's not a bad idea to say, hey, we're gonna kind of rent this for the year. But it depends on your circumstances. If you're going to be purchasing this for long-term use, yeah, you should still buy it. You should buy it and you should put it on maintenance subscription. These are things that we'll definitely discuss, and we'll have different webinars focusing on desktop subscription that we cover this more, the benefits of the desktop subscription offering. But I just want to stress what this table shows, that maintaining your Autodesk subscription on maintenance contract is 1/3 the price of desktop subscription. So moving along, let me just stress this as well. If you are on maintenance subscription, Autodesk has changed their policy. Effective February 2016, all renewals need to be made on time. This is very, very important because Autodesk is, they're navigating this transition as much as we are. But you definitely don't want to take a chance and say, they're bluffing. We don't really know. This policy definitely is going to have some kinks to work out, but please be assured that after January 31st of 2016, all perpetual licenses that are not on an active maintenance subscription will be at risk of losing all trade-in value and option to pick back up maintenance subscription, leaving only desktop subscription as an option. And from the previous slide, you can see that's pretty expensive if you already have a perpetual license that you're maintaining on subscription. So please, we will be reaching out to our customers actively regarding renewals, but also don't hesitate to be proactive yourself. When you get an Autodesk renewal notification email, don't hesitate to reach out to us if we haven't reached out to you yet, and let's start that conversation, because we definitely do want to keep all of our customers informed and making the appropriate decisions when it comes to their renewals. And the good news that I touched on a little earlier, Autodesk is waiving their late fee. So their late fee of $100 per seat for most products except for Autodesk AutoCAD LT, which I believe is a $25 per seat late fee, they're waiving it. So from now until October 31st, if you have a subscription that has lapsed, and it is when it's in 1 year of expiration date, please call us. Let's talk about it. We'd be happy to provide you with a quote and answer any questions or concerns you may have. So I just want to recap things to consider before February 2016 and before August 2016. So if you want to protect the significant investment you already made in your perpetual license, please make sure that your perpetual license remains on active maintenance subscription. If you are interested in networked design and creation suites, we definitely consider adding additional or migrating existing perpetual licenses while this option is available. So if you think that, hey, network sounds like something that I should have as a deployment and you've been waiting around, get a price on it now, because it's not going to be any more economical than it is before February 2016 for non-suite products, or before August 2016 for suite products. And for suite products, it may not even exist at that time. So it's definitely something that we'd be happy to talk with you more about. And if you want to receive the exclusive subscription benefits for perpetual licenses, definitely, if that's something you're like, hey, we're maintaining our subscription, really, consider locking in a 3-year term maintenance subscription contract. The price is never going to get lower. It's definitely a good deal to lock it in. While Autodesk is doing this transition, you will be set for 3 years with today's rate, and you won't even have to deal with this for the next 3 years. So it's a very good idea, if you're renewing year after year, to consider going for a 3-year this time around. So to remind you, what are the subscription benefits? Okay, Autodesk has streamlined their subscription offerings. So today there's maintenance subscription, desktop subscription, and cloud service subscription. And these 3 subscription offerings are going to be around after February, after July, okay? Maintenance subscription isn't going anywhere. As long as you continue to keep your perpetual licenses on maintenance subscription, that offering is still going to be around. And like desktop subscription, maintenance subscription offers the latest releases and enhancements, the flexible licensing rights, which includes home use and previous use, the web support that Autodesk provides, in addition to the platinum troubleshooting support that Microsol Resources provides, the associated cloud benefits that are appropriate with your software. That's not to be confused with cloud service subscription, which is certain types of products like Fusion or PLM or BIM 360 and Field and Glue. The cloud benefits like rendering or energy analysis that comes with certain products like AutoCAD or Revit architecture. And the subscription benefits, the administrative tools, and I'll go into that in a moment. So these are all benefits that you have exclusive to subscription. They're all excellent benefits that provide a lot of added value for your product. So where do you retrieve these benefits? Sometimes they're in product, but most of the time they're managed in Autodesk account. And most of you are already aware of Autodesk account. It is Autodesk interface. It is the single destination where you would access and manage your subscription benefits, and that is at www.autodesk.com account. So as this screen shows you, that's kind of like what the sign-in page looks like, and that's the same for maintenance subscription, desktop subscription, cloud service subscription, as well as this term network license, you know, that network subscription that they're still trying to figure out. But I've heard some great things about what they have planned with network licenses and network license management. So it's all going to be managed at the same destination. And I think that this is a really great interface, and it works very streamlined, and it really improves the experience versus the previous subscription center. So I'm just throwing in this screen here, and I want to mention that we have a recorded webcast on navigating Autodesk account where we go through every single section here, from the products and services and the reporting to the devices, the users, and the billing and orders. So the products and services and the reporting, that's available for any user that accesses Autodesk account, while the devices and the users and the billing and orders is sections that are actually just accessible to the administrators. But please don't hesitate to look at our website and view our recordings on Autodesk account. I think you'll find them very helpful if you're not familiar with this interfaces yet. Autodesk is working on improving this, so a lot of things are changing. This is what it looks like now, but they're adding a lot of things and they're subtracting a lot of things that aren't necessary. So this is just going to get better. So let me touch on desktop subscription, because this is where Autodesk is going, moving into a software as a subscription model. So I should mention that on Tuesday, October 13th at 11 a.m., we are going to be having a desktop subscription webinar, and that will that will be presented by myself as well as my colleague, our Director of IT, John Semmel. So if you can, please visit our website and sign up for that. But just to touch on desktop subscription, if you look at this slide, you will see that desktop subscription is very much like perpetual license on maintenance subscription. You can see the check marks all down the line, except desktop subscription does have the benefit of having the scalability and being able to come in at a lower upfront cost. So that is a benefit. You know, that's a serious benefit to a lot of workflows. If you've already invested in perpetual licenses, there's no argument that maintaining those licenses on subscription is the most cost-effective way to go, short or long term. But otherwise, the decision should be based on, you know, your set of circumstances, which we would be happy to assess with you if you would like to reach out to us. Autodesk Desktop Subscription, I've been doing a little bit of research in preparation for this change, and I will say that, you know, there are some benefits. Autodesk is going to make it much more interactive. They're going to listen to their customers a lot more, and they're going to start to react to those things a lot more fluidly. So you're no longer going to be obligated to maintain indefinitely products you no longer require. On one hand, desktop subscription works in a way that if you're not actively subscribed, then it goes away. So that's a negative, true. That unlike perpetual licenses, you constantly have to maintain desktop subscription to be able to use it. But what you don't have to maintain is a bunch of software that you don't need. So that is a huge benefit that we're going to talk more about during our webinar. But there is a great benefit to being able to purchase robust software for particular products and then not be obligated to continuously pay for them down the road. And desktop subscription is offered monthly, quarterly, annually, and multi-year. And the longer the term, the greater the savings. So when perpetual licenses go away, you might say, hey, you know, we really are a company that works better with perpetual licenses, so we're going to go into multi-year desktop subscription. We're kind of going to pay more than we have been paying, but that is still going to be the most cost-effective way down the road going forward. Now, before I wrap it up, let me just point out that we do have a lot of information on our website, and I'm going to just click and show you a few things. We have a subscription landing page. We have a blog resource area, and we have, of course, our YouTube channel, and again, other things as well. But this is, you know, our website, but it's our subscription landing page, and as you can see, we break down maintenance subscription, desktop subscription, and cloud services subscription, and you can click to learn more. You can watch some videos on these resources, and we also have a very good blog section, and we break it down into sections where you can search any information you like, and we go through quite a number of very relevant blog posts here. And finally, we have this YouTube channel, and it's very helpful. If you just locate it through our blog, we have an excellent video here that discusses Microsol Resources, and we also have the videos that I had mentioned regarding Autodesk account, as well as all types of interesting industry-relevant videos, which I'm scrolling through. So I definitely ask that you please visit this microsolresources.com website when you get a chance. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us, and that concludes this morning's presentation.